When I was fishing last week, I noticed halfway through the session the camera wasn't working. When I changed the battery, it didn't make any difference. Anyway, when I get home, I find there's a major problem with the hard disk drive which is inside these cameras. So the camera is US. It's done very well. I mean, I've had it probably for 6 years, and when I'm fishing it's running all the time. So if you're looking at, say, 400 videos at 4 hours, 5 hours a time, you're looking at 2,000 hours of recording, and then all the editing that goes with that. Not to mention all the other videos on the garden and holidays and just being out and about generally. I had thought about buying a new camera, a more up-to-date thing with 4K, but talking to someone in the bank one day who was a bit more knowledgeable about these things than I am, he explained that it's a far more difficult thing editing 4K than it is just editing 1080i, which I'm recording. Not only that, I've got probably 100 quid worth of batteries that fit this camera. So if I bought a new camera, I'd have to also have the major outlay of new batteries. And these other batteries, which are perfectly serviceable, but obviously only work on this camera, would have to go in the bin. Bearing in mind these cameras, this model of camera has been around for 10 years, probably more, finding another one in good condition at the right price I thought was going to be difficult. However, 3 cheers for eBay. There was one on there, absolutely amazing. It's absolutely mint for a very good price. Anyways, so I've bought it, and this is it, which I'm recording with now. There are 3 reasons I like this camera. One is it's got a viewfinder, which is ideal when the sun is bright and you can't see what's on this screen in front of you, particularly when you're abroad in bright sunshine. Secondly, it's got a 220 gig hard drive inside it, so you're not relying on messing about with little bits of card. And thirdly, it's got a microphone on the top, which is what I'm going to look at now. One of the major problems of being outside with a video camera is wind noise. Now I know there are programs in cameras to reduce this, but you can't get rid of it. It's a real nuisance, particularly if it's blowing a gale, which it often is in this part of the world on the riverbank. So the first thing you need to do when you get one of these, or when I get one of these, is to make a sort of wind muffler, which are commonly called dougals. Very British thing. The reason being that years ago there was a programme on TV called Magic Roundabout. I remember watching it with my kids, they loved it. And in this programme there was a shaggy dog called Dougal, together with his mates Ermintrude the cow, Brian the snail, Zebedee on his spring, and then there was a sort of bone idle hare. Whose name I can't remember. But anyway, that's where it comes from, this shaggy dog. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to make a dougal for this camera. Fortunately, with the weather being so hot and the river temperatures being above 2021, I haven't really needed the camera for fishing. But we've had some rain overnight, and it's quite cold today, so I'll take it down to the river tonight and give it a whir. Well, the old camera gave up the ghost, and I've had to find another one. the same model preferably, because I've got probably more than 100 quid worth of batteries for it, so I don't want to start buying new batteries anyway. So I've managed to get one on eBay, which is in immaculate condition. But the first thing you need to make is what they call a dougal. The nice thing about this model of camcorder is that the microphone is on the top, so it's easy to cover the dougal. You need one of these to keep the wind noise down, preferably to eliminate it altogether. And this is how they start out. This is how they end up if you, after a year or so. But they still work well. There's nothing worse than wind noise on video. This is the microphone. And I just use some form of elastic to hold it on. Well, there it is. That's it fitted. There's nothing special about it. It's just something I bought at a fabric shop. The thing about it is, it has a fabric backing. It's obviously I would imagine if you had real fur with a leather backing, it would reduce the sound input, whereas this doesn't seem to affect it at all, or very little anyway. So there we are, ready to go. This is for attachment to the top of the tripod. I mean, I'm more than 10 years old now, but these things are far more modern, up-to-date things now, but I don't want to start again, learning the whole 9 yards. So I was very lucky to find one of these in such good condition and at such a good price.